Girls Frontline 2 just fumbled hard, which is so disappointing as this is one of my favorite gacha games currently, and they've sponsored me dozens of times, but you know me, it doesn't matter if I love a game, doesn't matter if I support a studio. If you do something stupid, I'm gonna talk about it. Now let's go ahead and take a look. Girls Frontline 2 China players band together and give Mika an ultimatum. To give you guys a little bit of context here, a couple days ago, I did a video right here, 17 minutes long, 25,000 views from 3 days ago. Please, not Girls Frontline 2 as well. Why does it look like I'm sucking my thumb? Okay, in that video, I went on to cover the skin situation, which was significant because they were introducing gacha skins into the game where it took you an entire year to earn the tickets necessary to acquire the skin, or almost an entire year as a free-to-play player. But since it was gacha and the pity was 100, it cost you almost $200 to actually obtain, or close enough to. And that was quite the egregious sum. Players were very upset. I love Girls Frontline 2. It's one of the 5 gacha games I play regularly. I have a Platoon for it, which I'll have up on screen, you know, when the VOD is uploaded to YouTube, which, by the way, if you don't already follow our Stix community subreddit, you should definitely be doing so. We keep you guys up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. But things have gotten significantly worse and out of hand since I originally covered it. I covered it just 4 days ago. It's when I streamed it and posted it 3 days ago. And then here we are. All of this happened immediately after I decided to post my video. Platoon Alliance statement by China. Translated by ChatGPT. A declaration of the Muscovite Group and Sunborn Network on August 2nd, 2025. Who we are, a player alliance formed by 31 different teams, including those ranked among the top 100 players in the server, joined by a shared sense of responsibility. We represent over 1,000 active players. That is, wow, 1,000 of the, what, probably the top players in the server, the highest spenders in the server. And you know, when gacha games are hit in their bank account, in their wallets, that's when they start to listen. So the update was launched with only 4 hours notice, and then an apology and compensation were devoid of sincerity. They've been left deeply disappointed by the game's operators. If our tone here seems aggressive, it's not because we wish harm on their future. It's because we care about the game we love. We've decided to stand up, spend time, and make this effort. Many teams in-game are now experiencing varying levels of player attrition. Real disappointment is not loud criticism like ours, it is silent departure, which is true. It's the people that just get bored and move on. Since the support rally event began, we feel that our company has been operating under heavy KPI pressure, sacrificing reputation, and systematically betraying the trust of our loyal players. Unless we see meaningful change on the following core issues within 7 days, our alliance of over 1,000 members will initiate a complete spending freeze until the in-game economy is restored to a healthy state. 1,000 of the top players in China all standing firm, openly admitting they will not spend a single cent until changes are made. Hell yeah. That right there is beautiful. Yes, the core issues, the skins. The second one, duplicate parts and forced bundling. And the third one is the illusion of player affluence in a downturn economy. So expenses. That's pretty impressive. So they're banding together and they issued like a formal statement to the studio themselves. Shortly after, Girls Frontline 2 has reached mostly negative recent reviews on Steam on both the Sunborn and the Dark Winter and How Play version. So all versions of the game are now sitting at mostly negative. This went down from mostly positive, chat. So this was just a couple days ago, literally 3 days ago. Mostly positive, now mixed. Mostly negative recent reviews, mostly negative recent reviews. That over there is not what you want to see. No, you don't. That's bad. How Play is even worse now. I can't see it. It says that my region isn't supported, unfortunately. All you see here are just negative after negative recent reviews. And then you show the graph here. Look at that. That is horrifying. That isn't just 1 day of negative reviews. No, it's 1 day of negative reviews, 2 days of really, really negative, 3 days of horribly negative, 4 days of obscenely negative, 5 days of just, what the fuck are we doing at this point, negative, and then it just continues to spiral rapidly out of control, getting worse and worse every single time. That is terribly received. Really bad. At that point, you have to think to yourself, maybe we should rethink what we're doing here, right? No, they just double down. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Girls Frontline 2 skin drama has reached number 6 on all topics trending on the Chinese forum, which is a forum similar to Reddit. Top 6. Here we have a chick graduating from college, an attractive Asian man, a cat getting angry, an esports guy, we have Psy, and then we have Girls Frontline 2 and their drama as the almost, actually just slightly below. I probably made it all the way to number 4, if I'm being honest. Talked about topics on that Chinese forum. That is wild. Wow. This has gotten 1,000 upvotes. Hey, at least Girls Frontline 2 China is finally the top in something. God damn. Oh, that hurts. One day after another it is, yeah. 3 days later, Girls Frontline 2 player group against the gacha skins in China is going to Mika's office. I'm one of the organizers of the Chinese server joint proposal. I'd like to send you some updates and a question about whether English players might join the petition as well. Since I'm not very familiar with the MZR, I'll leave the full message in the picture. We've made progress. On the morning of August 4th, several representatives will be meeting with some board and the development team to have a direct conversation. They've been taking our concerns very seriously. Okay, cool. The largest Korean community, Arcalive, has also expressed its willingness to join our petition as Korean server players. We're not sure who the right contact in the English community would be. We only know you as a well-respected figure with a large following. We'd really appreciate if you could help pass this message along. So they were asking if the global players wanted to join in too. I mean, you know, I'm not saying I'm a dude with a large following or anything like that, but hey, if y'all need additional exposure for your thing, Papa Stix, you know, totally fine helping. All you gotta do is leave a Reddit thread right here, and I will go ahead and react to it. That's really cool though. But they decided to meet with the Mika team staff themselves offline. 45 teams, over 1,500 players have joined. Damn, that's crazy. That's impressive, man. Genuinely. Up close and personal, yeah. They even submitted receipt of in-game purchases. Really? Update from the group that went to Mika's offices. No results, but another meeting was arranged for Friday. 2 days later, okay, they posted an update. They said, Monday's meeting concluded. I put it in quotes because it can't really be called a meeting. It was a 2-hour oral presentation. We covered our sincerity during the meeting, including their concerns, such as the fear that we might embellish and distort their opinions after the reception. I think that's totally, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. I provided them with solutions to demonstrate our sincerity. Fortunately, due to the holiday, they didn't have enough time to come up with a good solution. After we offered to wait several hours, they told us they couldn't have someone of sufficient rank meet us today. Good news is that the receptionist showed understanding and empathy, truly registering our feelings, demands of sincerity. They also promised to try to schedule a better meeting before Friday. Okay, cool. So that was really cool. At the very least, they allowed players to come into their office, sit down, provide a presentation, and discuss things. Nothing happened, but they said that they were going to have a follow-up meeting. And then yesterday, offline Townhouse meeting tentatively scheduled for the 17th of this month to gather community sentiment. Oh, okay. Machine translation. Since the launch of the event, gameplay and related feature updates, we've received various feedbacks from commanders through official channels, whether it's criticism or suggestions. The development team takes it all seriously, collecting and discussing it thoroughly. Understand that your genuine voices are the driving force behind our progress and self-improvement. To better listen to your thoughts, effectively gather feedback from different channels, and to show our sincerity in communication, we've decided to host a special offline open communication day focused on the event layer gameplay. Now recruiting online, inviting commanders who have feedback and time to join us for in-depth face-to-face exchange with the dev team themselves. Web opportunity allows commanders to understand different perspectives and express their... Okay. So they have confirmed that they are willing to meet with representatives again at a later date, literally 11 more days from now. I was optimistic. However, this reads to me as a stall tactic to kill momentum. I mean, we've seen that happen. We have seen that happen. So basically that happened with Infinity Nikki. They just kind of kept saying, you know, we'll address stuff eventually, and they just kept pushing it back further and further and further. And then the momentum for the girl caught died. That was it. It was very sad. And then people went back to spending. People selected from a questionnaire and they'll be under NDA. Wait, so they're going to be under an NDA. They have to fill out a recruitment questionnaire, chat. And then based on the responses from the people filling out the questionnaire, they will personally select a group of suitable people to represent and contact them with further Nah, no, that ain't it. That is not it. Nope. They are gonna control the entire narrative. They are gonna control every aspect of this. They are going to choose themselves who they want to be there as part of the event. The people that organized it, nah, that won't work. That is, so after this, right? Hear me out. After this, they could say we met with representatives and we all agreed that this was the right course of action. They could just nip it in the bud. They could say we listened, okay? We listened. We gave you all a forum with which to voice your concern. But after consideration, we believe that what we're doing is right. And after having spoken to many of you at the event, you all believed that we were in the right too. So they could do and say whatever they want. That is not okay, chat. The How Play version, as of 12 hours ago, chat, of Girls Frontline 2 has reached overwhelmingly negative on Steam. So now the How Play version is at overwhelmingly negative. I think this is going over well. I think this is going over well for him. Weird arrogance out of a point of disadvantage. It is. Yeah. So, once again, I really like Girls Frontline 2. It is one of the better gacha games out there. I've always hated the rates because they're really bad. And the 50-50 on the weapon banner, horrible. But as much as I like it and enjoy it, there's no way that anyone should be supporting this. Like, genuinely, this is terrible. It sucks to be a fan of the game when evidently they don't, like, they're exhibiting really, really greedy tendencies with this. So, I don't know. Hopefully they listen. Hopefully they make changes because it's a really freaking good game. And I would hate to see it ruined by greed. We don't want to kill a game, but we don't want to let them win either. Yeah, 100%. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.